court of Henry VIII, power was a fragile illusion, like ice over a rushing river. One misstep, one whispered word, could shatter it. Thomas Cromwell, a blacksmith's son who climbed to the pinnacle of England's power, knew this better than most. His hands reshaped a nation, but they could not save his own head from the executioner's block. Chapter 1. Forged in Fireborn, around 1485 in Putney's muddy streets. Thomas Cromwell grew up far from the silks of court. His father's smithy rang with hammers, not ambition. Yet Cromwell's mind burned brighter than any forge. By his 20s, he had fought as a mercenary in Italy, mastered languages, and honed skills in law and trade. These were his weapons, sharper than any sword, and they would carry him into the service of a king. Chapter 2. The King's Shadow. Cromwell's rise began under Cardinal Wolsey, Henry VIII's trusted advisor. When Wolsey fell, unable to secure the king's divorce from Catherine of Aragon, Cromwell stood firm. His defense of Wolsey in Parliament caught Henry's ardor, man loyal yet bold, unafraid to challenge the old order. By the 1530s, Cromwell was Master Secretary, the king's right hand, and the second most powerful man in England. Chapter 3. Architect of a New England. Cromwell's genius was not in battle but in bureaucracy. He forged a centralized state from England's chaos, redirecting wealth and power to the crown. His boldest stroke was breaking England from the Pope, making Henry the supreme head of the Church of England. Monasteries crumbled, their riches flowing to the king. The nobility, rooted in old Catholic traditions, despised this low-born upstart. They whispered of his arrogance, but Cromwell's vision was reshaping a nation. Chapter 4. The Queenmaker's Gambit. When Anne Boleyn failed to produce a male heir, Cromwell turned his machinery against her. Charges of adultery, incest, and treason by his hand sent her to the scaffold. He paved the way for Jane Seymour, who gave Henry his longed-for son. Cromwell seemed untouchable, a master of the king's desires. Yet in Henry's court, no favor lasted forever. Chapter 5. The Misstep. In 1540, Cromwell arranged Henry's marriage to Anne of Cleves, a diplomatic move to shield England from Catholic Europe. The king, repulsed by his new bride, called her a Flanders mare. Humiliation bred resentment, and Cromwell's enemies, led by the cunning Duke of Norfolk, seized their chance. They painted Cromwell as arrogant, a threat to the crown's power. Chapter 6. Betrayal and Changesin. June 10th. 1540, Cromwell's world collapsed. Arrested mid-council meeting, he was charged with treason and heresy. The man who had orchestrated others' downfalls was now powerless, dragged to the Tower of London. In Henry's England, trials were theatre, and the verdict was written before the curtain rose. Chapter 7. A plea unheard from his cell. Cromwell penned desperate letters to Henry, swearing loyalty. "I am your most bounden servant. I cry for mercy, mercy, mercy." But the king's heart had turned. Catherine Howard, Norfolk's niece, now held Henry's gaze. Cromwell's pleas fell on deaf ears. Chapter 8. The Scaffold's Shadow. On July 28, 1540, Cromwell faced Tower Hill. The crowd gathered, some to mock, others to witness the mighty brought low. Dressed in simple black, he climbed the scaffold with steady steps. "I die in the Catholic faith," he declared, loyal to the end, or perhaps too broken to fight. The executioner, unsteady and unskilled, botched the beheading. The first blow struck Cromwell's skull, not his neck. Blood sprayed. It took several agonizing swings to sever his head. The crowd, once eager, turned away in horror. Chapter 9. The King's Regret. Weeks later, Henry's doubts surfaced. The marriage to Anne of Cleves ended peacefully, and Catherine Howard's own scandals emerged. "I have lost my best servant," Henry reportedly mourned. But Cromwell's bones lay in an unmarked grave. His loyalty unanswered. Chapter 10. A lasting mark. Cromwell's enemies thought his death erased him. They were wrong. The modern English state, its bureaucracy, its independence from Rome, its centralized power bore his mark. A visionary and a destroyer, Cromwell built a machine that outlived him. Yet his fall remains a warning. In the court of Henry VIII, the crown's favor was the sharpest blade of all. Fade to black.